In 2004, Maura Murray, a 21-year-old nursing student from Massachusetts, vanished without a trace. Her car was abandoned on a snowy road in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Maura has never been found, despite an intensive search and widespread media attention. For years, the case has puzzled investigators and sparked countless theories. Some believe she ran away to start a new life, while others suspect foul play. And with new evidence and leads emerging all the time, the mystery only deepens. But one thing is clear. Maura's story is one of our time's most baffling and haunting mysteries. And in this series, we're going to dive deep into the case, exploring every angle and uncovering the truth behind her disappearance. Welcome to our channel, where we explore the world's most intriguing and mysterious stories. Today, we dive deep into the unexplained disappearance of Maura Murray. In this video, we'll take you through the events leading up to her disappearance, examine the evidence, and explore the many theories surrounding her vanishing. Join us as we piece together the clues and unravel the secrets of this enigmatic case. From Maura's mysterious behavior in the days leading up to her disappearance, to the strange sightings and possible suspects that have emerged over the years, we'll leave no stone unturned in our search for the truth. Maura Murray, the fourth child of Frederick and Laura Murray, was born on May 4, 1982, in Hanson, Massachusetts. She had two older sisters, Kathleen and Julie, an older brother, Fred, and a younger half-brother, Kurt. Irish Catholics raised Maura in their home. After her parents' divorce when she was 6, Maura spent most of her time with her mother. Murray received her high school diploma from Whitman-Hanson Regional High School, where she excelled in track. She received admission into the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York, where she spent 3 semesters studying chemical engineering. She transferred to the University of Massachusetts Amherst after her first year to pursue a career in nursing. 3 months before her disappearance, in November 2003, Murray acknowledged ordering food from a number of restaurants, including one in Hadley, Massachusetts, using a credit card that had been stolen. After 3 months of good behavior, the charge was dropped. The charge was continued in December. On the evening of February 5, 2004, Maury chatted with her older sister, Kathleen, while working her shift at her campus security job. They talked about Kathleen's issues with her fiancé. While still working her shift at 10:30 p.m., Murray reportedly started crying. Murray was absolutely out of it when her boss came to her desk. Zero response at all. She was not moving. Around 1:20 a.m., the supervisor led Murray back to her dorm room. When asked what was wrong, Murray responded, "My sister." It was not until October 2017 that Kathleen publicly said she knew the details of this call. One evening, Kathleen, a sober alcoholic, was released from a rehab facility. On the way home, her fiancé led her to a booze store, precipitating an emotional breakdown. Fred, Murray's father, arrived in Amherst on February 7th, a Saturday. He said to the investigators that Murray and he had gone car shopping that afternoon and then gone to supper with his daughter's friend. Murray drove her father to his hotel room, dropped him off there, and then moved back to campus to go to a party in a dorm. At about 10:30 p.m., she arrived. On February 8th at 2:30 a.m., she departed the gathering. Her father's automobile sustained damage of nearly $10,000 or $14,300 in 2004 after she struck a railing on Route 9 in Hadley at 3:30 in the morning while traveling to her father's motel. There is no record of the field sobriety tests being administered, despite the attending officer having written an accident report. After being transported there, Murray spent the remainder of the morning in her father's room at the motel. A call was made from Fred's phone to her boyfriend's cell phone at 4:49 in the morning. We don't know who was on the phone or what was said. Later on Sunday morning, Fred Murray discovered his auto insurance would pay for the damage to his car. He picked up Murray from the university, rented a car, and drove off for Connecticut. Fred called his daughter that evening at 11:30 to remind her to get accident documents from the Registry of Motor Vehicles. They decided to speak Monday night again to review the paperwork and complete the phone insurance claim. Murray used her computer on Monday, February 9th to look up routes to Burlington, Vermont and the Berkshires after midnight. At 1 p.m. on February 9th, Murray emailed her boyfriend, Bill. She also claimed to have received Bill's messages, but she didn't feel like talking to anyone, but promised she would call him later. She also called the Condo Association in Bartlett, New Hampshire, where her family had previously vacationed, to learn more about renting a condo there. The call, according to phone records, lasted 3 minutes. Murray still needed to get a condo rental from the owner. For some reason, Murray called a fellow nursing student at 1:13 p.m. Murray informed a work supervisor of the nursing school faculty via email on Monday, February 9th at 1:24 p.m. that she would be away from the area for a week due to a loss in her family. Her family claimed that no one in the family had passed away. She said that she would get in touch with them after she returned. Murray dialed a number that was recorded information about reserving motels in Stowe, Vermont at 2:05 p.m. The conversation lasted about 5 minutes. She called her boyfriend at 2:18 p.m. and left a voicemail saying they would talk later. After 1 minute, the call was over. Murray loaded up her car with clothes, toiletries, textbooks, and birth control pills. The majority of her possessions were found to be packed away in boxes when campus police later searched her room, and the artwork had been taken down from the walls. Although police at the time claimed Murray packed them between Sunday night and Monday morning, it is unclear if she did so that day. A printed email to Murray's boyfriend indicated trouble in their relationship was perched on the boxes. She left the university's campus around 3:30 p.m. in her black 1996 Saturn sedan. Classes had been canceled that day due to a snowstorm. Murray pulled $280 from an ATM at 3:40 p.m. A closed-circuit video revealed that she was by herself. Murray spent roughly $40 on alcoholic drinks at a local liquor store, including a box of Franzia wine, Bailey's Irish Cream, Kala, and vodka. Again, security footage demonstrates that she purchased it on her own. She also acquired accident reports from the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles sometime during the day. Afterward, Murray probably traveled north on Interstate 91 between 4 and 5 p.m. At 4:37 p.m., when her cell phone was last used, she called to check her voicemail. A Woodsville, New Hampshire resident reported a tremendous thump outside of her home around 7 p.m. At Highway 112, popularly known as Wildamunsick Road, she could see a car parked up against the snowbank out of her window. The car was pointing west, on the side of the road facing east. The local woman reported the collision on Road 112 sharp corner beside her house at 7:27 p.m. At 7:27 p.m., she called the Grafton County Sheriff's Office to report the mishap. The woman reported seeing a man smoking a cigarette inside the car, according to the 911 log. In contrast, she later said that she had seen what appeared to be a red light glowing from the inside of the automobile, possibly coming from a cell phone rather than a man or someone smoking a cigarette. A local resident and school bus driver who was driving by stopped at the incident. A young woman was circling the car and the car itself. The young woman wasn't bleeding or hurt, but the school bus driver could see she was cold and shaking. He volunteered to make a help request. Insisting that she had already phoned AAA, she begged him not to contact the police. After realizing there was no cellular service nearby, the bus driver went home and dialed 911. At 7:43 p.m., the sheriff's office received his call. When he was on the phone, he was unable to see Murray's automobile, but he did see numerous cars pass on the road before cops arrived. Another local homeowner claimed that when she was leaving work at 7:37 p.m., she observed a police SUV parked next to Murray's vehicle. After a brief stop, she decided to go home because she couldn't see anyone inside or outside of the cars. The official police log, which indicates the Haverhill police arrived 9 minutes later, conflicts with the testimony of this witness. According to the local police log, at 7:47 p.m., a Haverhill police officer arrived at the location, but the woman driver had fled. There was nobody in or near the car. On the driver's side of the vehicle, the car collided with a tree, severely injuring the left headlight and destroying the fan by driving the radiator into it. Both airbags had inflated, and the car's windscreen had a crack on the driver's side. The car was locked. He saw red stains that seemed to be red wine inside and outside of the automobile. On the vehicle's back seat, the officer discovered a damaged Franzia wine box and an empty beer bottle. He also discovered Murray's AAA card, a blank accident report form, gloves, CDs, makeup, diamond jewelry, directions to Burlington, Vermont, Murray's favorite stuffed animal, and the book Not Without Risk, about mountain climbing in the White Mountains. Murray's debit card, credit card, and cell phone were missing. They had not been found or used since she vanished. Afterward, the police claimed that some of the purchased liquor bottles were also gone. A contractor headed home from Franconia between 8 and 8:30 p.m. noticed a young person traveling swiftly on foot eastbound on Route 112, about 4.5 to 5.5 miles east of the location where Murray's car had been found. He observed that the young man was dressed in pants, a dark coat, and a light-colored hood. Due to his confusion about the dates, he delayed calling the police immediately. It wasn't until he reviewed his work records 3 months later that he realized he had seen the young person the same night Murray vanished. Murray was sought after by the responding police and the bus driver who drove around the neighborhood. EMS and a fire vehicle arrived just before 8 p.m. to clean up the situation. The car was transported to a nearby garage around 8:49 p.m. The responding officer left at 9:30 p.m. Murray's emergency roadside pack is thought to have included the cloth that was found jammed inside of the Saturn's muffler pipe. Around noon the following day, nearly 24 hours after her last verified sighting, authorities would describe Murray as lost. At 12:37 p.m. the following day, February 10th, a Be on the Watch notice for Murray was released. She was said to be dressed in a dark coat, trousers, and a black backpack. At about 3:20 p.m., a voicemail was left on Fred Murray's home answering machine claiming that her automobile had been found abandoned. He was out of state then and did not receive this call. He then contacted the Haverhill Police Department, who informed him that the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department would launch an investigation if Murray were not reported safe by the following day. Murray was first reported missing by Haverhill police at 5:17 p.m. Murray's father arrived in Haverhill before daybreak on February 11th. New Hampshire Fish and Game, the Murrays, and others began searching around 8 a.m. The fragrance of one of Murray's gloves was tracked by a police canine 100 yards east of where the vehicle was recovered, but the scent was lost. This indicated to police that she had departed the area in another vehicle. Murray's boyfriend and his parents arrived in Haverhill at 5 p.m. He was questioned in privacy before being joined by his parents for further questioning. At about 7 p.m., police indicated they believed Murray came to the region to flee or commit suicide. Her family thought that this was doubtful. Murray's boyfriend had turned off his cell phone during his flight to Haverhill. He received a voicemail that he thought was Murray sobbing at some point. The call was traced back to an American Red Cross calling card. Murray's father and boyfriend conducted a nighttime press conference in Bethlehem, New Hampshire on February 12th, and the first press coverage was released the next day. Murray was labeled as endangered and possibly suicidal by police at 3:05 p.m. The police report also indicated Murray was inebriated at the time of the incident, despite the bus driver stating she did not appear to be impaired. The Haverhill police chief expressed fear that the girl was distraught or suicidal. A week after Murray's disappearance, CNN's American Morning interviewed her father and boyfriend. Murray's family expanded their search into Vermont after learning that officials had not been notified of her disappearance. Even though local and state police typically handle missing person cases, the FBI joined the investigation 10 days after she went missing. The FBI interrogated family members from Massachusetts, and the Haverhill police chief declared that the search had been expanded to include the entire country. 10 days after her disappearance, the New Hampshire Fish and Wildlife Department launched a second ground and air search, employing a helicopter equipped with a thermal imaging camera, tracking dogs, and cadaver dogs. On February 26th, Murray's older sister spotted a ripped white pair of women's underwear in the snow on a lonely route near French Pond Road. But DNA tests revealed that the underwear did not belong to Murray. The goods discovered in Murray's automobile were returned to her family at the end of February. The family checked out of their motel on March 2nd, tired from their hunt. Every weekend, Fred Murray returned to continue his hunt. Haverhill police notified him in April of accusations of trespassing on private property. Because of the similarities in disappearances, the March 2004 disappearance of Brianna Maitland in Montgomery, Vermont, 66 miles away from Murray's last sighting in Woodsville, garnered comparisons from the media and law authorities. State police, however, have indicated that there are no links between the two cases. Murray's and Maitland's cases were dismissed by New Hampshire and Vermont police in April and June, respectively. On July 1st, police seized from Murray's family the things discovered in her vehicle for forensic processing. On July 13th, almost 100 searchers, including state troopers, rescue professionals, and volunteers, conducted a 1-mile radius search. That was the fourth search in the region of the collision, and the first without snow on the ground. Police were mainly concerned with locating the black bag Murray was carrying, but had not discovered it in her car. According to police, the search yielded no conclusive results. A man allegedly gave Murray's father a rusted, discolored knife that belonged to the man's brother, who had a criminal history and resided less than a mile from where the automobile was recovered in late 2004. His brother and his brother's girlfriend were alleged to have acted oddly after Murray went missing, and the man's brother claimed he felt the knife was used to murder Murray. Murray's father's sibling allegedly destroyed his Volvo a few days after receiving the knife. Family members of the individual who handed in the blade stated he made up the narrative to get a prize in the inquiry and had a history of drug usage. Murray's case was one of many cited by supporters of New Hampshire's statewide cold case unit in 2009. During that year, her case was added to the newly formed cold case unit. In 2010, Fred Murray publicly chastised the police investigation for treating the disappearance as a missing persons case rather than a criminal concern. He requested that the FBI join the probe. In February 2009, Jeffrey Strelzin stated that the investigation was still ongoing. Strelzin remarked in 2014, on the 10th anniversary of Murray's disappearance, that there had been no reliable sightings of Maura since the night she vanished. On the 10th anniversary of his daughter's abduction, it was stated in the New York Daily News that Fred Murray felt she was dead and had been abducted the night she went missing. On the 13th anniversary of Murray's disappearance, February 9, 2017, Strelzin stated in an email to the Boston Globe, "It is still an active case with moments of activity and periods of inactivity. There are currently no new updates to share." On the 15th anniversary of Murray's disappearance, in February 2019, Fred Murray restated his belief that his daughter was dead and his concerns regarding the adjacent house that cadaver dogs responded to, saying, "That's my daughter, I believe." Excavation began in the basement of the house in early April. Fred Murray had previously sought to search the house, but the owners refused. Following the sale of the property, the new owners have allowed many searches since February. The investigation in early April turned up nothing but what appears to be a fragment of pottery or ancient pipe. The property owner pulled down the tree near where Murray was last seen, which had been marked with a blue ribbon as a memorial. Shortly after, the New Hampshire Division of Historical Resources denied Murray's family request to erect a New Hampshire historical monument at the site, which had been submitted in late 2020. On September 14, 2021, the New Hampshire State Police revealed that bone parts had been discovered on Loon Mountain, near Lincoln, New Hampshire, about 25 miles east of the crash site. According to her sister, Murray had previously visited the mountain and was familiar with the area. Murray's case received a nationwide alert from the FBI in January 2022, and a violent criminal apprehension profile was made, enabling information to be shared between other law enforcement organizations. Police in New Hampshire began searching the communities of Llandaff and Easton in July 2022. Thank you for watching this video on the mysterious disappearance of Maura Murray. This story has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to learn more about this intriguing case. If you want to join the search for answers and support the ongoing efforts to find Maura, here are a few ways you can help. First, share this video with your friends, family, and followers. The more people who know about Maura's case, the better our chance of finding her or uncovering new leads. Second, visit the official website of the Maura Murray missing investigation to stay up to date on the latest developments and get involved in the search. You can donate to the cause, sign petitions, or volunteer your time and skills. Third, keep an open mind and a critical eye when it comes to the information and theories surrounding Maura's disappearance. There are many conflicting accounts and speculations, but by staying informed and objective, we can help separate the facts from the rumors. Finally, if you have any information or leads to help solve Maura's case, please get in touch with the authorities or the Maura Murray Missing Investigation Team. Even the smallest detail or memory could make a big difference. Thank you again for watching, and please subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories and investigations. Remember, every missing person deserves to be found, and every victim deserves justice. Let's keep the search alive and never give up hope.